So what can you do about animal exploitation?
All right. Well, that's kind of a tricky question because, and hear me out. My answer to that is basically nothing because to be real, that's just kind of how the world works, right?
Oh, well, slavery was how the world worked at one time. Should we not have changed that?
Well, that's different because we on humanity, we've pushed past the barrier of a certain kind of sentience to build civilization and whatnot. And so if
Oh,
society,
so it's dependent on someone's intelligence? Because sentience is a binary thing.
okay, I
So
mean, I
you're
guess
telling
so.
me only smart people can live. Only smart people can live without being exploited.
That's not what I'm saying. No,
Oh, okay. So then what's the difference? Why
the
can't
difference
I
is,
exploit dumb humans?
well, the difference is because when a human tries to enslave another human, other humans see that as wrong, right?
Oh, okay. I keep them in my basement. No one knows they're there.
Okay. So hold on one second. Let me just say,
I can break it down for you if you want, so that way you don't have to go
you know
into a
what?
long
Sure.
tirade.
Sure.
Sentience is binary. They're a subject experiencing the world, making preferences. They prefer to be comfortable. They don't want to be uncomfortable, right?
Well, yeah,
You
but
also
that's
prefer to be comfortable, not uncomfortable, experiencing the world, having your own purpose. You have friends, family. You like doing what you want to do. So, what makes you different from the animals? Just your intelligence?
yeah, basically.
Okay, again, we have humans that are not the same intelligence. So, why can't I enslave them?
Because if they're the same species as us, it's wrong because we've pushed past the
Why?
barrier of intelligence
You
to make
keep saying
civilization.
that. You're repeating yourself now. Can you give me an actual response? What
The,
is the moral difference?
the moral difference is that we've created society and animals haven't.
Okay, I'm going to give you one more time. What is the
I,
moral
I'm
difference
explaining it perfectly
between.
well. You're just not
No, no,
grasping
no.
it.
Cognitively deficient humans did not build society. So, what is the moral
I'm not
difference
saying they are.
between
I'm
why
saying that
can't I enslave mentally challenged people or people who've bumped their head? Why can't I enslave them for my purposes in my basement?
because they
What's
are the
immoral about
same
that?
species as us.
What's the difference?
They're not animals. They're not a
What's the
cow roaming on
difference?
a range.
What's
That's
the difference?
they're
What's the
the
difference?
what
There's
do you
no
mean
moral
what is the
difference.
difference?
There's no moral difference. There's no
They're
moral
they're
difference.
in they're in
There's
the same
nothing.
species as the top of the food chain.
So mating is what makes it different. It's whether or not you can mate
What?
with someone. Human is just
What?
a label that we've given ourselves. There is no moral difference between us and animals. There's
There
no
is.
reason there's no reason that you are justified to stab an animal when you don't need to versus stabbing a human when you don't need to. They're morally the same. You do not need to stab an animal. They want to live just as much as the human.
Well, when the human is hungry and wants to eat, sometimes it is okay to
But
stab the animal.
you do you shop at a grocery store or
Yeah,
you live in the middle of the woods? Then
I
you have options. You have options.
yeah,
You
and my
don't
option
you're
is
not
to get the the,
surviving,
the, the
you're
one from
just
the animal.
living. You can live off of plants. You
Yeah,
don't
but I'd
need to
rather
use
not.
animals.
And that's the thing. I can choose
Yeah,
whether or not I want to
slavers,
do that. Yeah.
slavers were benefited off of slaves. They also didn't want to stop using slaves.
Okay, yeah, and it's great that we don't have slaves anymore, like of our own
Yeah, it
species.
is. You are on the wrong side of history right now. Animals are the current slaves. You see it as moral to cross their bodily autonomy, violate them, cut them open, and consume them. But totally wrong for humans. You can't even tell me why. All you
I,
say is we're human, we're human, we're human. It's like
yes, because
that
we're in,
doesn't matter.
it's in
That
the
doesn't
same
matter.
it's in the same species as the top food chain. We are the top of the
Again,
food chain.
does it matter that you can mate with someone? What does human even mean?
Why are
What
you
does it
why are
mean
you
to be a human? What
why
does it
why are you
mean?
bringing
What
mating into
does it
this?
mean to be a human? I'm going to
I've
kick
told
you
you
if you don't answer. One
several
more time.
times.
What does it mean to be human?
That's a nonsensical question.
There's nothing. It's a label that we give our species. There's no moral difference between
Yeah, and
humans and
what has our
animals.
species done though? What has our species done though?
What of the. I haven't done anything. Do I
No,
deserve to be exploited then?
I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking in our species in general.
I'm
What is our
talking about all humans are not the same. Not all humans can create a
yeah,
society. Not all humans can invent things.
But
So
we
why don't
have.
we exploit those humans?
Because, oh my God, because it's the same species that created
You keep
society.
saying that, and I'm sorry, you just sound so confused. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter that we label ourselves a group. It's the same thing as a white person saying, you don't look the same, you come from a different place, you're outside of my circle, you can be exploited. Your line is the same arbitrary line. You're picking random traits that make you feel comfortable to exploit someone else. You're degrading them. You're removing their sentience so that you feel better as an oppressor. You're doing it all for yourself. Greedy, selfish. Animals are sentient. If you were oppressed, I guarantee you would want your oppressor to stop immediately. The animals are no different. They do not want to be oppressed. They do not want to be your food. You can eat something else. Your taste pleasure does not matter. There are delicious vegan foods. You don't even know. You're just so fixated on eating 3 of the same freaking animals for no reason, just to abuse them.